All right, it's working. Who knew? I feel like I need to raise up the computer up. Let's try this. Can't really see the counter. All right, I'm going to get the ingredients and the recipe card out. Let's find the recipe card. These are my son's, probably his favorite thing that I can make for him for breakfast. They make about 8 to 10 scones. All right, oven needs to be 400 degrees. All right, and I like to use one of these food processors to mix the ingredients up. I wish we could see the counter. I'm going to tilt it down. It's a little bit better. There we go. All right, that's better. We've got the oven heating up to 400. I need to find the blade. There we go. I have a Cuisinart food processor I'm going to use for the dry ingredients and the butter. All right, we are going to start with half a cup of sugar. Half a teaspoon salt. A tablespoon of baking powder. And we need to get the flour and the lemon. Microplane zester. Love these things. I'm going to zest an entire lemon peel into the food processor. I also, once they're out of the oven, use the juice of a lemon and powdered sugar to make a frosting for the scones. I think the scones taste great by themselves, but my 11-year-old son likes them, surprise, surprise, with frosting. I like that YouTube allows you to go live with your computer. Instagram does not make it easy to do that. I think they're working on it, but okay. Now the last dry ingredient to go in that we need is 2.5 cups of flour. Three, 4, 5 half cups makes 2.5 cups. Just going to pulse it a little bit. Okay. That's so easy, right? So there's 2.5 cups of flour, the zest of 1 lemon, half a cup of sugar, a tablespoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon salt. Now I'm going to get my wet ingredients together, which is just heavy cream and eggs. I need 1 egg and 1 egg yolk. And I need a cup of heavy cream. Right. I also need 1 entire egg. And 1 egg yolk. I should have put on my apron. I'm going to whisk the egg and egg yolk. Add the 1 cup heavy cream. Whisk it again. All right, the wet ingredients are ready. Now we need cold, unsalted butter, 6 tablespoons worth, cut into small pieces. All right, we got 6 tablespoons. And then I'm going to cut it lengthwise 2 times. Flip it over. No, there's nothing for you. No. Again, twice lengthwise. Then I'm just going to start chopping from the end, creating lots of little pieces. I want the butter to stay cold, trying not to handle it too much. I'm going to put the lid on and pulse it again. That's it. Now I just need a big bowl to combine everything. All my dry ingredients. And the wet. Let's use a fork to mix it all together. One of my golden retrievers is at the deck door, staring out. I hear you. Just a second. I'm doing something. What do you see out there? I don't have to mix terribly good. I just got to get all the flour mixed in. Find it. Mama dropped food. Find it. All right, this is probably good enough. Oh, I found some flour at the bottom. I'm sorry, Ranger. You want some too? Does it taste good? All right. I have a very thick, sticky dough. And I use a sheet pan that has Silpat liners. I love these silicone liners for baking, especially for baking cookies. Then I'm just going to start taking chunks and popping them on the tray because I can add more dough to make them the right size. I'm going to do 9, 3 rows of 3. And I can take some dough from one and move it to another to make them roughly the same size. And I'm going to leave them very rough and crumbly looking because that is delicious to have it not smooth because all that butter gets nice and brown and crispy. These are not going to be the types of scones you might get at a coffee shop that is like super tough and kind of hard and dry. These are so good. Which one needs some? You need some. I'll hold the pan up in just a minute. My fingers are like totally coated. It is very sticky. Okay. See how rough and rustic they look? You probably can't see it, but I can see chunks of butter. They're going to go in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes. I always go less. I always start at 13 minutes in the 400-degree oven and then keep adding time to get them just the right amount of golden brown. Oven's not at 400 yet. I guess we can clean up while we wait, and I can answer any questions if there are. I guess I've never figured out. I mean, this is my first YouTube live, so I don't know how to do questions or chat. Welcome to live chat. Hello. Hi.
Hey, Mom.
Hey, honey.
How much longer do you want the scones?
Once they go in the oven, they are going to be 15 minutes. And the oven is almost, it's at 365. It's got to go to 400. Okay. All right. If you want to write this recipe down real quick, I'm just going to go over it while we wait for the oven to heat up. These are lemon scones. The dry ingredients that you'll do in like a food processor, or you can mix them by hand. 2.5 cups of flour, all purpose. Grated zest of 1 lemon. 1/2 cup of sugar. 1 tablespoon baking powder and 1/2 teaspoon salt. Just mix it up. Then you're going to mix your wet ingredients in a separate bowl, and it's 1 cup of heavy cream and 1 egg and 1 egg yolk. Then you're going to chop up into small pieces 6 tablespoons of cold unsalted butter. And that is where the Cuisinart, the food processor, really comes in handy in terms of pulsing that up. Then you just combine the wet and dry ingredients and form these rustic, crumbly looking scones on your sheet pan. I'm using a Silpat liner. And then they're going to go in the oven, which I should have heated up sooner. So this is, like I said, my first YouTube live. I'm very comfortable doing Instagram lives. And this actually seems, I don't know, maybe easier. I don't know all the rules when it comes to Instagram lives. I do know if I wanted to do it on my phone, it told me it was going to limit me to 25 viewers that are not subscribed. And I guess anyone who subscribed could watch. You know what we could be doing right now? We could be making the frosting. There. Let's get the powdered sugar. All right, so I'm going to take powdered sugar and the juice of a lemon and just mix it up in a bowl. There are no measurements for this. So I juice half or a whole lemon, just depending on how much juice I get out of it. Then I add it to the bowl. And then I just start adding powdered sugar until it gets to the consistency that I want. I really do need my apron. My apron. Isn't this the cutest mushroom apron? My friend got it for me for watching her dog for a weekend. Just love it. It even has pockets. If I add too much powdered sugar, it's not a big deal. I'll just add more lemon juice. And then if I add too much lemon juice, I'll just add more powdered sugar. And the consistency is however you like it. I like to be able to have it relatively thick, but that I can still drizzle. Uh-oh. I might need to, we have an electrician coming today. Never mind, that's not the guy. So this is a little too runny for the way that my son likes it. I'm gonna keep adding powdered sugar, but I think that was the oven saying it's ready for the scones. They typically take 15 minutes, but I feel like my oven is never super consistent with its temperature. So I always start at 13 minutes so they don't burn. I know my content is normally gardening, but I can't be out in my garden right now because I promised my son I would make these scones. So I figured I would test out the YouTube live while making the scones, get a couple things done at the same time. That's about the consistency I want. It could be a little bit thicker, but we're out of powdered sugar. You can tell I didn't really think things out or get very prepared for this. So this is not a professional live. Don't come here for professional lives. Okay. All right. In about 12 minutes, we will be checking them. And in the meantime, I need to clean up. I'm going to take my lemon carcass. You guys watch the Real Housewives shows? What is it, the one that Dorit is on? She Beverly Hills. She always calls like lemon wedges the carcass, which is so gross to me. Like it makes me think of a dead animal. But I will be taking my lemon carcass. I'm going to cut it in half. And then I'm going to add it to my kitchen counter compost container, which will then head out to the bokashi bin once it's full. So I keep this guy on my kitchen counter near the trash can and the sink. Makes it easier for people and the other people in the family to add to it. I'll add that lemon in and my eggshells. I'm making a bigger mess. Okay. I almost spilled the full container of heavy cream. I don't know if it's feasible to stay on here until the scones come out, but that's very anticlimactic to not get to see them. So we could just talk about something else. I wonder how many of you guys have YouTube channels. And I am relatively new to the YouTube game. The thing that held me back from trying YouTube was the idea that I had to really edit the videos and be good at editing. So many of the people you see on here, they've got amazing like graphics, they've got text scrolling across the screen, they've got transitions happening, and I don't know how to do any of that. But I'm already putting content out on other social media channels. I was thinking I could maybe just repurpose it and make it YouTube friendly, and then also post it to YouTube. But I am finding that the content that the Instagram algorithm prefers is very different from the content that people go to on YouTube for. I feel like a lot of people go to YouTube for very specific and detailed how-to videos. I feel like TikTok I know people go there for information. That is scary. It's also mainly for entertainment. And then Instagram's a weird mix of both. Like people do want to learn things, but they also go there for entertainment. And I don't do Twitter. I've also heard and watched, because apparently there's several accounts on YouTube that will deep dive into the money they make on YouTube, which I think is so helpful. I'm very appreciative of that, because it's very hard to decide if it's worth spending your time and your effort and your energy into something if you are attempting to make money, to know what is the earning potential. Is it worth the time and effort to make X amount of dollars? And some of these accounts, I mean, they're not, I don't know, they don't have 1 million followers, but they've got hundreds of thousands, and they can make $2,000 on one video. I mean, I know other people make a lot more, but the accounts that I was comparing myself to in terms of like what would be realistic were more of the like 100,000 follower accounts. That's what I have over on Instagram. I have over 100,000. And TikTok still eludes me, man. I only have 4,300 followers on TikTok because I just can't get into that game. Some people might say because it's a young person's game. But I know some people my age who have figured out the whole TikTok thing and have a good amount of followers over there. I think the more of us that are this age that go over there, the less the kids will end up wanting to be there. And then that will spur probably the advent of an entire new social media platform. I feel like the young people will always be trying to run away from whatever the older generation is using or thinks is cool. Let's go take a peek in the oven. So I like being able to do this on my computer, but I would say it would be easier if I was doing it on my phone, like for moving around. Can I flip the camera around? I don't know. I don't think that's an option to flip the camera around. No, duh, because it's a computer. The webcam's only on one side. I don't want to let too much warm air out. I'm actually going to go ahead and preheat it again. No. All right, just to make sure it stays at 400. A lot of times when I open the door to my oven, it lets so much heat out that when I reheat it to the same temperature, it shows me it would like drop by 50 degrees. So, and that can definitely affect your baking. Second cup of coffee. I wonder if I'm able to see who's watching. Interesting. So on Instagram lives, you can see who is watching you, who's watching the live. On YouTube, it apparently doesn't let you see who's watching. The only way you would know someone is watching, I guess, is if they make a comment in the chat section. If you're one of the 2 people watching, would you mind commenting in the chat session just so I can see how it works? If you don't want to, that's okay. This is all just an experiment and a learning process, figuring out this YouTube world. I did watch my first YouTube yesterday on New Year's Day. Aaron, the Impatient Gardener, did a YouTube live, and that was the first one I ever watched. It was really good. I like her a lot. I really love her voice. And I decided I finally gained, you have to like click a button and let YouTube know that you are even interested in going live. And then you have to wait 24 hours. I don't know what happens in that 24 hours, but Healthy Fit Mom, thank you so much for putting something in the chat. Could I ask you, do you also follow me on Instagram? Is that how you knew I was doing this live? I did announce it in my Instagram stories that I was going to test out the YouTube live feature. And Healthy Fit Mom, you sound very familiar. I feel like I know you on Instagram. And of course, it's very hard. Yes, you came from IG. I did. I feel like your Instagram handle is very familiar to me, but I apologize for not knowing your first name. It gets very hard to remember everybody's first name and their Instagram handle and where they're from. All right. So I wonder if I count as the other viewer. So if it says there are 2 viewers, I wonder if it's me and Healthy Fit Mom. I don't know. Oh, you know what's nice? Okay, so about like doing it on your computer, having your phone free, that is really nice. So I could go to Instagram right now and look up. No, that's not what I want to do. Couldn't load activity. Let's see how much time is left on the oven. Okay, we have like 2.5 minutes left. Oh, it smells really good. I can see the butter melting, but they're definitely not getting golden brown yet. So I'm pretty sure we're going to need to add a little bit more time. In the meantime, maybe we go check on the seed starting station, since the majority of you are probably subscribed to my channel for seed starting and gardening, not baking. Fiddly Fig is ready to move back into the family room now that the Christmas tree is gone. I need to do that today, but it's like a whole ordeal getting him back in there. He's quite big. And then on the seed starting rack, check out the lettuce, right? So with the lettuce shortage, oh, you love cooking recipes too, Healthy Fit Mom. That's awesome. I do grow lemons, but I didn't get any this year. And I've made lemon scones with my lemons from my lemon trees. Oh, there's the timer. But when lettuce started rising in price and having a shortage, I started growing some indoors, which is good because I lost all my lettuce in the crazy winter storm Elliott. All right, so we've got lettuce going in here. And then I'm doing some strange stuff over here we've got cardoon and loofah, climbing. Down here, I've got some soil blocks going with kale. These are more Swiss chard to replace the Swiss chard that got lost in Winter Storm Elliott. Bells of Ireland over here, more bells of Ireland up here. And then these are some extra plants I have going, plus the pea microgreens. These guys, ooh, they need water. Oh, they're so dry. But this is the third flush. So I grew the pea microgreens, cut them all the way down. They grew up again. I cut them down again. And now we have a third round going. So pea microgreens are one of my favorite to grow because they're like cut and come again. You don't get just one harvest from it. Let's see if there's anything else you want to see. My family just knows to expect children's sleds filled with soil in our dining room. There's the timer. All right, let's check. Oh, they look pretty perfect. I'm gonna take them out. And that was just 13 minutes. So I probably need to update my recipe card. I also have mushroom oven mitts. Can you tell I like mushrooms? Right? So now I'm going to call Boy down, and he can pick out which one looks best, and he can frost it. And then my daughter has requested chocolate chip muffins. At this rate, I'll never get out to the garden. Thanks for joining Healthy Fit Mom. I'll see you back over on Instagram.